Okay, so we'll go ahead and start the team call. Thanks for joining, ladies. Okay, so my first takeaway that I wish I had started from the get-go, like from day one, was doing a contact list. I watched videos on it and stuff, but I didn't really get it until I saw it in person, and I'm a very visual person like that, which is why I go to these retreats and stuff, because like I can read it and watch it and everything, and then I'm like, huh? Until I'm there in person, and then I get it. So the way that they explained how to do contact lists was to, if you guys don't already use Google Docs, I highly recommend it, or Google Drive. They work together. Google Drive you have to pay for because I think it links up with your emails a little bit better. But sorry, whoever, are you already on mute or you just didn't join? Okay. So anyways, when you mute audio. Okay, so I'm just gonna mute everybody for right now. Don't take it personally. It's just because there's background noise. Okay, so get organized. So use the Google Drive and use Google Docs. So they have stuff on Google Docs like Word that you can put all your templates on. So you can link up all your information on your app for Google Drive and Google Docs on your computer, and then it'll sync onto your phone. So if you're out and you need to send an email, like you already have a draft written out for an email, like, you know, my team, new coach team welcome emails and the checklist and stuff like that, those are all drafts. Like I can't sit there and type it out individually for every person. So to make things easier, you just do a draft and then you just copy it and paste it. So yeah, Google Docs is the way to go for that, because then you don't have to have your computer where everything's loaded, and then it saves up storage on your computer too, because everything's right there in your app. It's not loaded into your computer. So they also have like an Excel kind of thing on Google Docs. And so what you'll do, I'll kind of show you. We'll do this. Let me see. Let me flip the screen. Let me share my screen here. That's not it. Pause share. Oh, crap. Okay. So let me stop share. Here we go. I thought I could bring it up. I don't know if I can. I'll do a snapshot on my phone, or I'll just show you on my phone. So what I did was, so I have my app for Google Docs. It is right here. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. The glare is kind of awful. You can't see it at all, huh? Crap. So anyways, it's like an Excel sheet. And then you put, on top, you put like the person, you put name for the header, and then you put everybody's name that you're contacting. And then you put like their Instagram name, and then you can make other tabs for different pages for that Excel sheet. So like your follow-up folder will have all these different tabs, and you can say like follow-up challenge group 1, follow-up challenge group 2, follow-up challenge group 3. You can separate them by like coach challenge groups or coach follow-ups. You can separate them by however different categories of follow-ups that you want. They said to do at least sorry. Anyways, it was work, so it's weird. Sorry, so to do at least 3 follow-ups, if not 4. And for me, no is always a not right now. So you could always make a whole other folder and a whole other sheet that's a not right now. And then you can revisit that in like a month and be like, hey, I know you said no earlier, but, you know, and then I'll have like a hard no sheet where people are like, get the hell away from me, you know? And then, so I'll know not to ever ask that person ever again or contact that person. So yeah, so I just do like a name, and then I'll do their Instagram name, I'll do email, I'll say if I added them on Facebook or not, and like just put yes or no, you know, make it as simple as possible, because you don't want to spend a ton of time going over it. And so you can put all that, and then also put what your conversation is all about, like a short 1-sentence conversation, like from like we'll just say, for example, so-and-so is from Utah, say from Utah, has 2 small kids, struggles with diet or something like that. And it's as simple as that, so try not to overcomplicate it, and then this way, that you won't be contacting people that you've already contacted before. You'll know what the conversation's about, so you don't look like rude contacting them. And then they're like, no, I already told you all this information. Why are we having this conversation again? So you can write the date. You say that you followed up on this date and when to follow up again. So there's another app that's called Streak. But it's not an app. I'm sorry, there's another program called Streak. It's only online. It's not an app. I didn't think that it was going to be user-friendly for me, but a lot of people find success with it. And it'll organize by color, and it'll also set a reminder for you to when to follow up. So you can like click on whoever's information that you write down their name and all that stuff, and you can set a reminder like to call them or to message them or whatever in like 3 days. And then it'll remind you on your phone or your email to call them or follow up with them in 3 days. So that's pretty cool. But I recommend that you do this, with your at least 3 contacts that you make a day. You write them all down in your new one, and then with all the people that you talked to already with your first message, then you move them over to your follow-up, your first follow-up little tab, and then you move them over to the second and then the third, and then you just keep going from there. So keep it organized. That is definitely by far the one thing that I learned and took away, is to keep it organized. I wish I had done it, because I have all these people that I'm like, shoot, what do we talk about? And I like scroll through my inbox and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to talk to that person. It's horribly disorganized. It's awful. It's a really bad system. And I wish I had just implemented it from the get-go, so that I wasn't so disorganized and have to catch up and have to do it now. So you can download Google Docs. It's free. Google Drive is not free. But Google Docs is. So use it, and then on your computer, you just, there's no app for it on your Mac. I tried to find one, but you can just put it on your little, favorites thing on the front. You bookmark it. Set your hours. So do your power hours. So first thing in the morning, you log in, you return messages real quick. And then what I do, instead of scrolling through your Instagram, scrolling through Facebook, because it's really tempting and it's a really hard habit to break when you're fairly newer in the business, that the less time I have, the easier it is for me to be like, I don't have time to just sit here and scroll through Instagram. But stop scrolling through and just start focusing on the people that like your pictures. So anytime that you have new likes, make sure you message them, okay? Especially now that we have Crowdfire, there's no reason why we should be scrolling through our Instagram trying to find new followers. We can just use Crowdfire, send all those people out there. You will get a few new followers a day. So reach out and message those followers, okay? Those can be your 3 new people to talk to a day. It's as simple as that. You don't have to waste time scrolling through your Instagram. So set your hours doing that. So do that for, the first half hour of your day. Do it again at like noon, and then do it again like at 7 o'clock. And then you'll find your system. And I don't know about you guys, but if somebody like messages me back all the time and seems really eager and seems really like, I enjoy the enthusiasm, but if they're like always available, I'm like, well, how busy are they? Like, are they really that successful? Are they really, like sometimes, make people wait kind of thing. I don't know, playing hard to get. So that's something that was brought up. I'm not sure if everybody agrees with it. I try to respond as quickly as possible because I like the instant gratification sometimes, but I also understand that people are busy, and then it also sets the tone for if you're busy, they respect that you don't have a ton of free time. So like I said, follow up at least 3 or 4 times and make sure that you always talk them up and give them a compliment. And then you end with a question. You always end with a question. Every conversation should end with a question. Every single one. Okay. And then, give them a genuine compliment. I mean, don't make it phony and, get to know them. that unfortunately this business isn't a get quick rich scheme. It's really hard for me to say that fast, but it takes time. So you build relationships with people and you learn about them. And like, I genuinely care about the people that I learn about. And that way, when I message them back, they tell you they tell you really important stuff sometimes, very intimate details that I didn't realize that people were going to tell me. But it just made that means of communication even that much better between us. So let's see. And like I said, to me, there's no such thing as no unless they say, stop messaging me. It's always a not right now, like to me, it is always a not right now. And I'm fine with that. And then even if they don't message me back, I'll message them again and be like, hey, I didn't know if you got my message. And if they still don't message me back, I'll comment and I'll say, hey, I didn't know if you got my last message or not, but do you know how to check your DM folder? Or have you checked your PMs or, anything like that? Or maybe my personal message went into your others folder on Facebook. Because a lot of people don't even know how to use the DM feature on Instagram or that there is an others folder on your personal messages on Facebook. So make sure that you ask them, I have no shame in my game. I ask all the way, I'm like straight up, how come we haven't joined my team yet? Like, you're doing everything you need to be doing, join my team, So you just got to say it with confidence. Anyways, that's another part I want to talk about. Another thing that we need to reiterate, and I have trouble with this sometimes too, this is why I go to the retreats, because it's hard to focus when there's so many other things going on. And you see so many coaches that you end up start following and becoming friends with and stuff. You see what they all post and you're like, oh, I should be posting stuff like that too, because that's probably working for them. What works for you is you being you. Okay. So what makes people come to you, So like in Facebook, what do people tag you in? Like, is it clean eating recipes? Well, I'm just going to give myself as an example. Because I post so many pictures of my food, people are always tagging me on recipes, and my food pictures always get the most likes. So that's why I try to put at least one food picture a day on there. So if I run a free clean eating challenge group, there's always tons of people in my group. Come to me. Hold on, I need to move somebody real quick. Okay. So that's what makes me to them. Okay. And when people come to you like for food advice and stuff like that, like talking about portion controls, that's when you can plug in, like, we have these super cool containers. I mean, I'm not even saying like you have to sell the 21-day fix program or challenge pack, but those containers can be purchased on their own. And that Fix Date cookbook, it's a package of the cookbook and the containers. Like, I'd love to sell challenge packs all the time, and I'm all about that. But if that means that you can just help that person because that's all their budget is, plug it, and then they'll be like, well, yeah, like my diet's working for me, but I think having the workouts would work even better. And then you can talk about challenge packs and stuff, like some people just really need to get a couple of products under their belt and get comfortable with the idea of it. And then they'll do the major investment in themselves. And then, they'll always come to you and they trust you not to just sell them crap, like just make the sale, because they're not just a number. We really care about what they're struggling with and we want to help them. So, this is what I want you guys to do. And this will be the call to action. And I'll remind you at the end. I want you guys after this to write in the team page 5 things that you enjoy outside of health and fitness. So for me, it is camping and like driving our Razor. I love taking the tops off the Jeep and driving in the sunshine. I love being at the beach and being in the sun. And I love to shop because who doesn't, right? And I love getting like my eyelashes done or a little bit of pampering. I don't get to do it often enough, but getting like, a pedicure and stuff. Like who doesn't love that? And so 80% of your content should be that, so that's how people get to know you. They already know that you're a Beachbody coach. for the most part. The other 20% of your content will be Beachbody related, okay? But people want to get to know you, what makes you you, because you're selling yourself as a Beachbody, product representative or whatever you want to call us. Obviously, we're coaches. But 80% of your content on Instagram and posting should be about you and your journey, your story, your struggles, what you're best at, and what you like to do for fun, because that's how we get our the vibe that attracts your tribe, right? So I love dropping F-bombs too. So of course, all you guys all cuss and stuff, like we're all badass like that. Sorry if other kids are listening. Anyway, so that's how we get people that, we want to work with and that want to work with us, is because we are putting our genuine selves out there. So really think about it, and I want you to post it to the team page. I'll make a post at the end or after this and remind you guys to post it down there, okay? So the next one is believe in your message. I cannot stress telling your story enough. Lincoln, you posted your story earlier today, and you said that you've already gotten messages and comments about it. And that's why people come to you, because they're inspired by your story. I posted a quote by Simon Sinek on the team page last week that said, people aren't, what did I say? What did it say? It said, people aren't buying what you sell. People are buying why, or buying your product, but people are buying why you are using your product. So tell them why, why is it working for you? Because they are probably in your same shoes and it could work for them. But believe in your message. If you are posting a transformation picture, don't say like, oh, I've only lost 12 pounds. I know it's not a huge transformation, but keep watching because it will be a huge transformation. No, blow that shit up. Be like, oh my God, I have lost 12 pounds. Sorry, I spit. This is the least I weighed since like 3 years ago, since I had my second kid, or whatever it is. Like, be proud of it. Own it. Don't ever sell doubt, because people will doubt you. If you're doubting yourself, how are people going to believe in you? So don't downplay your success. Don't. I like to say, fake it till you make it. If that means that you are blasting to everybody, like, I am such a badass Beachbody coach. I freaking love my team, which is all true, right? Like, we love each other. This is a great team. Own it. Like, people love that stuff. People love confidence. And so many people are lacking confidence that they come to you for inspiration to be that person to push them to be confident. This is why personal development is important, because you listen to personal development, you become confident in yourself, and you put that vibe out there, and people are just so attracted to it. And then, like, how can your life be worse by listening to personal development and applying it and being confident, So your mindset totally dictates your life. And if you're confident and you're proud of yourself, like, that's badass. So don't downplay your story. Don't downplay your achievements or anything. The next thing I'm going to talk about is something that I'm going to take the plunge in one of these days, is the like page on Facebook. So most coaches are only doing their like page. They are not having a personal page. There's a few things about personal pages. Apparently in the terms and agreements in Facebook, because who has time to read all that, it says specifically that you're not supposed to use Facebook for business purposes, your actual like personal page for business purposes. And you're only allowed to have like 2,000 friends. So if you already started off, like, I think I had 600 and something friends starting off, I only have like 1,300 friends at this point to be able to add so that I can run groups and stuff like that. So, 1,300 people is a lot of people, but when you think that you have like 5,000 followers on your Instagram, if every single one of those people wanted to join a challenge group, I'd be like, oh, I have to start another Facebook page or something to accommodate the challenge group. So having everybody move over to your like page is probably the best bet and a good thing to start off from the get-go. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid from what I understand. I haven't been able to do it yet because I've had my Facebook page for like 8 years or something, and there's lots and lots of history, but it's probably going to be something that I tackle in the future. So the Facebook like page runs off of, your exposure runs off of an affinity score. And the more you post, the more people you reach, the more, sorry, my husband's making noise. The more people you reach, the more viral content that you post, stuff like that, it increases your affinity score, and then Facebook will put your like page posts out there more. So, or run your ads for you more. You can boost ads. Lauren Kaliski does a really good Facebook like page team call that I highly recommend you go onto Team Fit Revolution and look into. She's the one that did the post about the like page or did the presentation this weekend about the like page. And it's something that I still need to wrap my mind around. So I'm not the best resource to talk about it, but she does a great team call about it. And then she even talks about, sorry. Anyways, she even talks about how you can like send like requests to people who like your picture. So asking people to like your like page if they like your picture that you're sponsoring and stuff like that. So there's a whole business aspect to it. She talks about how she likes it because it does work for her while she's asleep. So because her affinity score is higher, if she has a sponsored ad, it will it'll engage more people because it puts her posts and stuff out there more. So it really does give you exposure that you wouldn't have with your personal page. Okay, it really does. So business-wise, it's a really good tool to use. It's just ripping the Band-Aid off to use it. And some people just go cold turkey and they ditch their personal page altogether. You have to have a Facebook page for your groups. That's the only thing, is that when we run our challenge groups, you have to have a Facebook page. But so when I talk about viral content, that means funny cat videos that have 2 million likes, stuff like that. More people will look at that, and then it'll show that you have a higher affinity score because more people are coming to your like page. So then Facebook puts your like page out there more. That's basically what it boils down to. Okay. So, like I said, look on Lauren's, her team call about the like page, and she'll be able to answer a lot more questions than I can. Okay, so the next one, like I said, is stop scrolling through Instagram. Find those new people based on the people that that liked your picture, that started following you and stuff like that, and then contact them through DM that way. Always move your people over to your Facebook page, because Facebook is so much more personal than Instagram, in my opinion. And this way, if you want to send out like an event invite, you can to them. And, you can create an event. And if you're inviting everybody, it's not as, for lack of a better term, obnoxious as sending out so many private, DMs when, I don't know, when I feel like when I become Facebook friend status with people, I'm like, whoa, we're like actual friends. It's a whole mindset. Social media is a trip. I really recommend you read Jab, Jab, Right Hook if you haven't yet. It's a great book, great social media tool, and it really puts things in perspective. And something that I'm going to start doing, I haven't seen the value in it yet because I just started, is I'm going to start Snapchatting a lot more. I just now started it this weekend, and so I'm going to post on Instagram like 3 times a day, like things about me and things like that. Like I'm going to start posting things of like major content, of useful content and of value on my Instagram, like my really inspirational stuff. And I'm still going to do like my daily motivational Mondays, transformation Tuesdays, Women Crush Wednesdays, all that stuff. Okay, on my Instagram. And I'm going to do like the daily small things on Snapchat. Like, I'm drinking my Shaco. Oh, my Shaco's so awesome. I mean, you can post so much on Snapchat, and it's not as obnoxious as if you do it on Instagram, in my opinion. So people will really get to know me and get to know the real me, because it's like a constant feed for me if I post enough. And that's what I'm hoping to kind of portray, playing with it. That's my idea behind it. that's just something that I want to share with you guys that I'm doing. In case you're curious about the next thing that I'm tackling, it's that. And then after that, it'll be my like page. So anyways, last but not least, I want to tell you guys, this is what they said there too, because we're all a bunch of badass bitches. Put this on mute if you have to, because I'm going to drop a major F-bomb. Put it on mute. I'm just letting you know right now. If there's kids in the room, mute me. Okay? All right. Believe in your fucking self. Okay? Believe in yourself. Nobody's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. If you have any doubt whatsoever, you have any doubt, it's going to come through in your messages and in your text. Believe it, own it, and fucking rock it. Okay? It's something that I struggle with all the time. I'm like, how am I going to leave these people and what's going on, But like, I get these moments where I'm like, oh my God, like my team is so amazing. And I get so excited that I'm like, how can I not believe in myself when I have you guys here fighting this battle with me and working the cause and, working for a cause greater than ourselves. So, we all have moments of self-doubt. We've gone through so many years of doubting ourselves. It's a hard habit to break, but you guys are fucking awesome. And I really, really, really want you to start believing in yourselves because it's worth it and you're worth it. And that's what this business is all about, telling people to believe in themselves and making sure that it happens. So it all has to start with you guys, That being said, I'm going to open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and unmute yourselves and ask away. Any questions? Did anybody mute me when I dropped F-bombs? No? Yes. Does anybody have any questions? No?
I was trying to mute myself. So I might have missed it, but did you say how about Crowdfire? I heard you mention Crowdfire.
Yet?
What was that?
Have you used Crowdfire yet?
I haven't.
Okay. So download it, and then what you do is you find people with like interests. So try to stay away from like health and fitness pages. So I love Real Housewives of Orange County, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I Crowdfire followers of Tamara Barney, or Tamara Judge now, whatever she is. And because they're all kind of like, youngish people that kind of have the same interests I do, maybe small kids and stuff. And so anyways, you basically just copy the followers of people that you think that you want to follow or that you want their followers. And then sometimes they'll follow you back. I usually get 10 for every like 120 I send out, which isn't, and you can do it every hour. You can also unfollow people. Yeah, make sure you download it. It's actually really easy, super easy. And then you can unfollow people that aren't following you back too.
Cool. Yeah, because I know I need to really grow my followers. That's something I need to focus on. We'll talk on Friday, but I have a lot of stuff I need to work on, but that's great.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I don't know if you guys all saw this too, but there's a lot of different spin-off apps from Instagram now. As I know that you guys were doing it in San Antonio. I saw that, but where you can like speed up your videos where they're kind of funny.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I saw it there and I didn't know how people were using it. So I really like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
there's all kinds of stuff now. Boomerang is really funny. Boomerang's a really funny app. It's like a 1 second like loop video that it's really funny. My husband and I were playing with it, and I can't post the stuff that we were doing, but it's funny.
I
bet. Yeah. Do you guys have any self-doubt? Like, you guys know that you're awesome, and you should knock it off because this is your guys' business. Like, own it, rock it. It's awesome. I don't know. I really, really hope you guys can all go on this retreat. I hope that Megan and Angie kind of have this like fire lit underneath them, that they know that this is their business to rock and run with, because it's really super empowering. So,
I also saw, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I've been listening to podcasts a lot. I don't know if you guys are all doing that, but I can't do it on Monday mornings. It's always rough. But do you guys all listen to the podcast of like Monday morning?
The National Wake Up Call podcast?
Yeah, National Wake Up Call. It just like repeats when I get in the car, or I'll just keep going to the next one, which is totally nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm finally getting caught up.
Audio books too. audiobooks are a really good way to get your personal development in too. Because seriously, unfortunately, Jab Jab Right Hook does not come in audiobook, but it's really, really good about, you know, putting your little things about social media in there, and then giving the right hook about like your major story and your cause, and promoting your call to action on your posts, you know, so people get to know you a little bit, and then you're like, bam, here's my right hook and my call to action. So yeah. I know it's probably a lot for you to take in, Lauren. Welcome to the team in our first team call. Good job. But I'm really, really excited that you guys are able to hop on the team call tonight. I think we only have 7 minutes left, but so I'm starting one-on-one calls with Josh starting next week. My husband just found out. And and so I'm really, really hoping that I can instill a lot of what we talk about with you guys, and really implement a lot of leadership things that I have a hard time getting across because I am not very tactful sometimes. So yeah, like, you know, I'm always a constant work in progress, but you know, no matter what, I'm always here to help you guys and do whatever it takes to help you guys grow and learn. So anyways, if anybody has any other questions, you know, even if it's not related to all this, if you have any questions about Google Docs or anything like that, you guys can even set up like surveys on Google Docs, where some people will do like a challenge group survey, like, hey, if you want to join my challenge group, fill out this application. So it sounds a lot more exclusive. And you can do like surveys or applications, if you want to call it that, for new coaches too. So if you say you want to join my team, fill out this application, and then it'll send that information to your email. So you get a lot of information about that person, and it's a good way to start a message. So check out Google Docs, you know, play with it a little bit. It's a pretty good app. It's, yeah, I'd have to recommend getting organized early if possible, because the way I did it was like all crazy, and I feel like I could have gotten a lot further in my business had I stayed organized. But just make sure you keep following up, and never take not right now for an answer. just take it at face value, not right now, you know.
Well, I get that all day long.
Yeah, and then just keep following up with them, you know, put them on the not right now list, and then say, I'm going to follow up with them in a month, and tell them, you know, you'll hear from me again. You'll hear from me soon. So that way it's not surprising, and, you know.
Mommy. I did that to you.
What, the not right now?
Not right now.
Yeah. No, everybody does. Like, everybody does it at some point. I think I followed Brittany. She never reached out to me, but I totally trolled her page for like 9 months or something like that before I was. It was forever. So yeah. Everything happens for a reason. So, you know, right now is when we decided to take that leap, and yeah, we're happy to have you. All right. Well, if nobody else has any other questions, I'm going to take a quick screenshot picture to make sure everybody smiles big. What is it? Shift Control Command 4. Control Command 4. Well, what's that? Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right. Oops. Let me try that again. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining the call. I will load it tonight, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'm pretty booked up on Friday for one-on-one calls, but I'll be free pretty much all weekend. So anytime you guys want to message me, just let me know. Okay. All right. Bye. Have a good evening. Bye.